They're destroying communities, and we happen to be sitting on a board that runs a particular community. Do we want our community destroyed or not? I mean, that's the question. No. Okay, no. How do we stop it?
They could never have imagined the massive longwall operations 600 feet below and the havoc they would wreak.
Longwall mining is a method of mining where they use huge auger bits. They're like a circular kind of auger, and they have great big shields above them.
The longwall method leaves no supports behind. As the shearer creeps forward with its hydraulic ceiling, the earth above collapses.
When they move in, they're taking it under everyone.
This was our farm in 1876. My home is 156 years old. My home will be destroyed when it is undermined. I will lose everything that I came to Blaine Township for.
When the surface subsides, you know, you're going to have changes on the surface that are going to affect the trees. They're going to affect these beautiful fields. The creek will disappear.
A longwall mine across this stream, underneath, this whole section drops 3 to 6 feet. The longwall apparently was going this way. It just split right there, and it came up and over up on the hill there. The mine had caused this creek bed to explode. The entire creek bed was destroyed. What they're destroying is our headwaters. If you've destroyed the headwaters, there's not any source of water.
Generally speaking, 2 or 3 weeks before they mine under you, they come out, they disconnect you from your water source, which would be your own well. They'll disconnect you from that, and they'll bring a plastic tub in, what's called a water buffalo.
The water is kind of contaminated after a while, as you can imagine. So most of those people end up going out and buy bottled water to actually drink.
Where we're at, you know, the Pittsburgh Seam is directly beneath us. The Pittsburgh Seam of bituminous coal. Some say it's the largest seam in the world. And in this area, you know, coal is king.
I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons.
We're the guys down here that make you have your lights on up there.
Harnessing the power of coal is looking more beautiful every day.
The campaigns that are going on now from the coal companies we are pro-community.
This is a whole coloring book, and it has all this info in it. I don't know where they were that my grandchildren were given this. It opens with Frosty, snowman with rock, who is the coal.
It just turns my stomach to see this. I mean, they're preying on young people.
And tells a little story about how good coal is. Shows them digging, it shows them bringing out the coal, but they do not say longwall.
You come into Washington, you'll see Consoled Ballpark.
The Consol's name is on everything in western Pennsylvania.
Take us to Console Park, Dad.
Article 1, Section 27 of the Pennsylvania Constitution, we are entitled to clean air, clean water, quality of life, you know, but that doesn't mean shit.
The federal government, the state government is just going to write off the vast majority of the Pittsburgh coal seam in Washington and Greene County, and we are the sacrificial lamb.
You know, we fought other corporations that have come through the regulatory process, and they've all failed.
The regulatory system is such a failure. Even though there are laws in place that govern mining, they're anemic. And even though the DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection, is an agency set up to enforce those laws, they had flaccid attempts at best.
Through the regulatory process, they're able to trump our rights.
We're not allowed to inhibit commerce. Even at the destruction of your own communities.
Exactly.
You must continue and allow it to roll on.
They can do whatever they want. As far as the environment is concerned, there are no controls on what they do about the water. They don't even report water loss.
The inventors of this technology banned it in their own country. Isn't that something?
And so they couldn't do it over there, so they're going to do it here. A corporation can come into an area with so many people and destroy all of the things that they're doing in the name of profit.
How do we stop it?
Exactly.
How do we prevent that from Blaine being another casualty? That's the concept. We don't want to be the byproduct of the mining industry. So when you're told that you can't regulate it, you can't say where they can do, you can't say how they can do, the only thing that you can do is say no. This is our plan to prevent the damage to our communities by being proactive. And of all the options that we had, the regulatory versus this option of democracy school and democratic self-rule, This is the option that we chose.
We had a democracy school in August of 2006. The things that I found out that floored me was the corporate personhood.
The democracy school showed us that there is a way for us to protect our homes. All of us were inspired by the democracy school in a new way to fight the corporations that we didn't believe it was possible.
They were shocked to learn that corporations are treated as people, and the whole basis for them winning their right to do whatever it is they choose to do is based on the fact that they are considered people.
It just doesn't seem right to me, because they're not people. They're legal entities that are used to create profit and to limit their liability. And as it is right now, they have more rights than citizens do.
We wanted to have an ordinance that banned longwall mining. It's an ordinance to protect the health, safety, and general welfare of the citizens and natural environment of Blaine Township by banning corporations from engaging in mining within the township. But that one ordinance that we just spoke of can't stand alone. You know that from your democracy school. So we passed another ordinance right behind it, which was number 7. That was an ordinance eliminating legal powers and privileges from corporations doing business within Blaine Township to vindicate the right to democratic self-governance. Stripped corporations from their right to be called persons.
It was unanimous, and the co-attorney was basically speechless.
We made the front page headlines, and it was, you know, the press put their spin on it because the press is, you know, pro-industry.
We understand, all three of us, that we must stand united. We're all in agreement that this is the direction we want to take this township. Yes, we know it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm thrilled about the thought of a personal lawsuit, but I'm committed to this endeavor, and I'm committed to this township.
We knew that, you know, once we passed these ordinances, we essentially put a target on our back.
We were told that they're probably going to put personal lawsuits against each and every one of us, put the fear into us, and that's their tactic. It's no different from the goons from the 1800s. We're going to come in, we're going to push you, we're going to force you, we're going to intimidate you, we're going to make sure that your kids feel uncomfortable.
The supervisors have been served with a complaint by the coal companies contending that their ordinances violate the corporation's constitutional rights.
Corporations have no rights to be violated because Blaine Township doesn't recognize their rights.
Supervisors in turn have responded to that by saying, you don't have a claim here because you as a corporation do not have constitutional rights within the municipality by virtue of our ordinance, and have filed a motion to dismiss the case. In response to that, the coal corporations then filed for sanctions against the township supervisors and against us as the law firm.
The things that we did when we passed the ordinances, you know, when we declared our fundamental and inalienable rights to govern ourselves democratically, to continue in that vein, we feel that because the ordinances are challenged, that our rights are being usurped.
Well, the judge could agree with us and dismiss the case, in which case the dismissal would go up on appeal to higher levels, up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Secondly, the judge could deny the motion to dismiss and let the case go forward. Or the judge could deny the motion to dismiss and grant sanctions against us as a party, making us pay the attorney's fees for the coal companies that they've incurred in responding to the motion to dismiss.
People don't realize that when passing these laws that they're going to be challenged, and the victory lies within the challenge.
If the court comes in and worst case scenario strikes down the ordinances eventually, then the message has been sent that people do not have a right to govern themselves in their own community, which of course leads to other organizing and other places, because the myth is that we have the ability to govern ourselves in the communities in which we live.
Although there are some people who do not understand the legalese of what we've done, they understand the basics, and the basics is who decides. We decided that this is how we want to live in our community, and we decided that this is what we want our community to look like, you know, in the future.
I believe what we're doing here can affect the entire nation. I think it can change other small communities just like us to be able to have a voice